We don't leave the lessons from the past behind us. We learn and take what is good into the next season with us. We must learn from each generation, and the good that we bring from every season of our life, we can build upon in our faith. Do you hear me? One thing the Joshua generation is they were equipped for battle. I know that in Moses' time, they did have battles. There were some enemies defeated. But I'm going to show you how well trained the Joshua generation was for battle. Go to Joshua chapter 5, verse 13. Now, when Joshua was near Jericho, he looked up and saw a man standing in front of him with a drawn sword in his hand. Joshua went up to him and asked, "Are you for us or for our enemies?" "Neither," he replied, "but as commander of the army of the Lord, I have now come." Then Joshua fell face down to the ground in reverence and asked him, "What message does my Lord have for his servants?" The commander of the Lord's army replied, "Take off your sandals, for the place where you are standing is holy ground." And Joshua did so. You see, Joshua, if you go back to the Moses generation, Joshua was part of that generation. And God appointed him, and Moses appointed him as the commander of the Israeli armies. Remember that story where Aaron and Hur held up Moses' hands? Who was fighting the battle on the floor, on the valley? It was Joshua. Joshua was the one leading that battle. So Joshua understood military warfare. He understood what it took to defeat the enemy. He understood because he knew what happened on the mountaintop. He understood that without prayer, he was never going to win any battle. So you see time and time and time again through the book of Joshua, Joshua turning to the Lord and saying, "Lord, what do you want?" You see him having these angelic encounters. This one, I believe, was one of those encounters with Jesus Christ himself, the Lord's armies. He was the commander. So Joshua understood this as a commanding officer of the Israeli armies. But when the commander of the Lord's heavenly army spoke, Joshua took time to listen and obey whatever he said.